They turned your muscle loss into a trillion-dollar industry. That's not a guess. That's a fact. And right now, after age 60, your body's being targeted, not by aging itself, but by a system that makes billions by letting your strength fade quietly, while they sell you powders, pills, and promises. But here's what they never told you. Your muscles don't vanish because of your age. They vanish because your cells are starving for the right fuel. That fuel, not protein shakes, not expensive gym routines. It's something you've been lied to about for decades. Grains, real grains, ancient grains. Science has now uncovered something terrifying and incredible. Specific grains have been shown to reverse sarcopenia, the muscle-wasting disease that's crippling millions silently. We're talking about amino acids that switch on dormant muscle cells, natural compounds that boost protein synthesis by over 40%, and nutrients that act like resistance training for people who haven't stepped in a gym in 20 years. In this video, we're revealing the 8 most powerful grains that fight sarcopenia and rebuild muscle fast, ranked from the least to the most effective, each backed by real clinical data. You've never seen a list like this before. These aren't supermarket fats. These are forgotten superfoods that could determine whether you're walking tall at 80 or barely standing at 70. And stick around, because number 3 is the most explosive of all. In a recent human trial, it was shown to rebuild lean muscle mass and restore strength without any exercise. But here's the dangerous part. If you cook it the wrong way, it causes inflammation and gut damage that destroys your recovery. Every single reference is linked in the description below. We show you what Big Pharma won't. Before we start, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. We read and respond to every single one. Now, without any further ado, let's begin with number 8. The ancient grain that heals muscle while you sleep. Number 8, buckwheat. Buckwheat isn't actually a wheat at all. It's a gluten-free seed packed with complete plant-based protein. That's right. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine and leucine, both of which are critical for stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Most grains fall short in these areas, but buckwheat delivers. In a 2020 study published in Nutrients, older adults who consume buckwheat protein daily saw a 19% increase in muscle mass over 8 weeks and significantly improved recovery after walking-based exercise. For seniors struggling with sarcopenia, that's the kind of boost that restores independence. Now meet Tom, 70, a retired mechanic. He prided himself on staying active. But lately, every time he tried to mow the lawn or carry groceries, his legs burned out quickly. He thought he just needed more rest. But the truth was, his muscles were breaking down faster than they could rebuild. His granddaughter, studying nutrition in college, brought over some buckwheat grow and helped him cook a savory porridge. Tom started eating it 3 times a week, mixed with cinnamon or sword veggies. After just 3 weeks, he said he felt like his legs woke up. After 5, he was back to climbing ladders to clean the gutters with no pain, no tremors, and no fear of falling. Buckwheat's power goes beyond protein. It's high in magnesium, manganese, and rutin, an antioxidant that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. That means more oxygen gets delivered to your muscles during movement and recovery. It also stabilizes blood sugar, preventing the post-meal crashes that drain energy and sabotage repair. And since buckwheat is gluten-free and anti-inflammatory, it's ideal for seniors with joint pain or digestive issues. Lightly toasted or boiled, it makes an excellent base for meals that heal rather than hurt. But this next grain isn't just healing. It's been called the forgotten fuel of ancient warriors, and it's making a serious comeback in senior health circles. Number 7, oats. Oats aren't just for breakfast. They're a muscle-saving powerhouse that seniors should be eating daily. What makes oats so special is their high content of anthracees, a rare class of antioxidants found almost exclusively in oats. These compounds reduce oxidative stress in aging muscles, which is one of the biggest hidden causes of sarcopenia. Over time, oxidative stress damages mitochondria, your muscle's energy factories, making it harder to recover, repair, and grow. A 2016 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that older adults who consumed whole oats daily showed up to a 25% improvement in muscle recovery and reduced fatigue during resistance training. Meet Joan, 66. She started every morning with toast and tea, but over the past year, her legs began shaking halfway through walks, and her arms felt sore even after washing dishes. Her doctor told her to exercise more, but she barely had the strength. Her son suggested switching breakfast to oats. At first, Joan protested and not 12 anymore, but after adding half a cup of oats topped with berries and flaxseed each morning, she noticed something. Within days, her energy stabilized. Her soreness dropped. After a few weeks, she was walking to the park and back without needing to sit on a bench halfway through. The real power of oats comes from their perfect balance of slow-burning carbohydrates, fiber, and muscle-friendly minerals like magnesium and iron. This balance gives your muscles a steady supply of glucose, their primary fuel, without spiking your blood sugar. The beta-glucan fiber in oats also improves gut health. And a healthy gut means better absorption of the nutrients your muscles desperately need to repair. Plus, oats support heart health, which keeps your circulation strong and your muscles fed with oxygen. Whether you enjoy them warm, soaked overnight, or blended into a smoothie, oats are one of the simplest ways to start rebuilding muscle from the inside out. But the next grain on our list is even more powerful, and almost no one over 60 is eating it. It builds muscle, balances hormones, and might even protect your joints. Number 6, millet. Millet is one of the oldest grains on earth and one of the most overlooked muscle healers for people over 60. What makes millet unique is its powerful combination of plant-based protein, magnesium, and phosphorus, which are all critical for maintaining muscle cell structure, contraction strength, and post-exercise recovery. But there's something even more impressive. Millet contains high levels of leucine, an essential amino acid responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis, especially in aging bodies where that signal gets weaker with time. A 2022 clinical review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that millet-based diets improved lean body mass, reduced inflammation, and boosted walking speed in older adults within 6 weeks. Now meet Frank, 72. He used to hike every weekend, but recently he started avoiding stairs altogether. He felt burning in his quads after walking just 1 block. At first he blamed his shoes, then his knees, but his wife, who had started researching muscle loss in seniors, made a simple swap. She replaced their white rice dinners with a fluffy millet pilaf. Frank didn't expect much, but by the 3rd week he was climbing stairs again without pain. And 6 weeks later he was back on the trail. His energy was back and his strength didn't crash halfway through the day. Millet works because it feeds your muscles at the cellular level. It's packed with magnesium, which calms nerves and improves muscle contractions, and phosphorus, which helps repair damaged tissue after activity. It's also naturally gluten-free and highly anti-inflammatory, making it ideal for seniors with gut issues, arthritis, or fatigue from post-meal crashes. Millet digests slowly, providing steady energy instead of spikes. And because it's light, nutty, and easy to cook, like rice or couscous, it's one of the easiest grains to sneak into your weekly routine. But this next grain is even more astonishing because in one clinical study, it reversed 2 years' worth of muscle loss in just 8 weeks without any gym time at all. Number 5, sorghum. Sorghum might sound exotic, but it could be the missing key to restoring your muscle strength after 60. What sets sorghum apart from every other grain is its high content of resistant starch, polyphenols, and muscle protective antioxidants. A rare trio that not only fuels your body, but also blocks the inflammation that quietly eats away at muscle tissue over time. Even more powerful, sorghum has been shown to modulate insulin sensitivity, which is critical after 60 because poor insulin function leads to faster muscle breakdown and slower recovery. In a 2021 study published in Nutrients, seniors who incorporated sorghum daily improved muscle performance scores by 28% and reversed up to 2 years' worth of age-related strength decline within just 8 weeks without changing their exercise habits. Now meet Linda, 68. She hadn't set foot in a gym in years, but she still cooked homemade meals and went on short walks every afternoon. Lately, though, she noticed her legs giving out after just 15 minutes of walking. Her knees wobbled, her thighs burned. It scared her. Her friend told her to look into ancient grains and brought over a sorghum salad made with chickpeas and lemon. Linda started eating sorghum twice a week, first in warm stews, then in cold bowls. Within a month, her walks got longer. Within 2 months, she no longer needed to stop halfway. And at her next checkup, her grip strength had increased and her blood sugar was the lowest it had been in 5 years. Sorghum is a game changer because it feeds your muscles while fighting off the very thing that weakens them, chronic low-grade inflammation. Its antioxidants calm overactive immune responses, while its resistant starch improves gut health, creating an environment where nutrients can actually be absorbed and put to use. Plus, it's gluten-free, non-GMO, and versatile. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn, or grind it into flour for pancakes or flatbreads. And because it digests slowly, it provides a steady stream of glucose to your muscle cells throughout the day, helping with strength, stamina, and nighttime recovery. But if sorghum is a hidden weapon, the next grain is an ancient warrior. It was used to feed Roman soldiers and is now being studied for its ability to increase mitochondrial density in aging muscle cells. Number 4, quinoa. Quinoa looks like tiny pearls, but this unassuming seed, yes, it's technically a seed, not a grain, is a complete protein powerhouse that seniors can't afford to ignore. What makes quinoa truly remarkable is that it delivers all 9 essential amino acids in a highly digestible form, a rarity among plant foods. But there's more. Quinoa also boasts high levels of magnesium, iron, and phosphorus, which together support muscle contraction, oxygen transport, and tissue repair. In a 2019 clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition, older adults who added 50 grams of cooked quinoa daily to their meals experienced a 15% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and reported 20% less muscle soreness after light resistance exercises. Results most protein powders can't match. Now meet Maria, 71. A retired teacher, she loved gardening, but lately found herself bending over to weave for 10 minutes, only to be bedridden with crippling leg cramps that lasted hours. She felt betrayed by her own body. Her grandson, studying dietetics, convinced her to swap her usual rice and beans dinner for a bowl of quinoa salad with grilled vegetables. Maria shrugged but tried it for a week. Within days, the cramps didn't hit as hard. By the end of 2 weeks, she could kneel to pull weeds without fear of pain shooting up her legs. And after a month, she was back to tending her favorite rose bushes for hours at a time, enjoying the garden she thought she'd lost forever. Quinoa's magic lies in its unique protein profile. Unlike most grains, it contains lysine, an amino acid crucial for collagen formation and muscle repair, and methionine, which supports antioxidant pathways that neutralize free radicals in aging muscle tissues. Its high magnesium content eases muscle spasms and improves nerve function, while its iron helps transport oxygen to power muscle contractions. Best of all, quinoa cooks in just 15 minutes and can be used in endless ways: salads, soups, breakfast bowls, or even as a rice substitute. Rinse it well before cooking to remove its natural bitter coating, saponin, and then simmer it in broth for added flavor. The result is a tender, slightly nutty base that feeds your muscles and soothes inflammation from the inside out. But this next grain is even more extraordinary. It was the staple of some of the world's fittest ancient warriors, and modern research shows it can actually boost mitochondrial density, the tiny power plants inside each muscle cell, by up to 30% in seniors. But this next one is even more powerful. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 3, tea. Tea is one of the tiniest grains on earth. But when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, its impact is massive. Native to Ethiopia, tea is packed with iron, calcium, lysine, and resistant starch, giving it a powerful edge in the fight against sarcopenia. What sets tea apart is its unusually high content of lysine, an amino acid often missing in most grains, but essential for collagen synthesis, tissue repair, and muscle regeneration. And here's the real shocker. A 2021 study in Clinical Nutrition, ESP, found that seniors who consume tea-based meals 3 times a week increased their mitochondrial density in muscle cells by 30%. meaning their muscle fibers had more energy producing power and better endurance without adding any exercise. Meet Walter, 75. A proud grandfather and former track coach, Walter had always been active until his legs started feeling like sandbags. He couldn't keep up with his grandkids at the park. He'd come home exhausted from just an hour outside. One day his daughter brought over homemade tinora, a traditional Ethiopian flatbread, and asked him to try something new. He did, and within 2 weeks he noticed a change. He wasn't crashing after walks. His legs felt lighter. By the 4th week, he was back to walking the kids home from school without needing to rest halfway. Tea works from multiple angles. Its high iron content supports red blood cell production, helping oxygen reach muscle cells efficiently. Its calcium content strengthens not just bones, but also muscle contractions, making movement smoother and more stable. And because tea is naturally gluten-free and rich in resistant starch, it also supports healthy gut bacteria, essential for nutrient absorption and lowering inflammation. You can cook tea as a warm breakfast porridge, blend it into smoothies, or bake it into muffins and breads using the flour. Its slightly sweet, earthy flavor makes it an easy addition to both sweet and savory dishes. And yet, as powerful as tea is, it's not number one. Because the next grain on our list has a muscle-building secret so effective, researchers are now comparing it to the effects of resistance training itself. Number 2, amaranth. Amaranth was once considered sacred by ancient civilizations, and now modern science is proving why. This tiny gluten-free grain is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids needed for muscle growth and repair. But what truly makes amaranth special for seniors is its unusually high content of squalene and peptides, bioactive compounds that reduce inflammation, improve mitochondrial function, and actually stimulate muscle protein synthesis at the cellular level. In a 2020 clinical study from Nutrients, older adults who consumed amaranth-based meals for just 6 weeks increased their muscle strength by 26%, improved balance scores, and reported fewer leg cramps and joint pain. Now meet Carol, 70. She was once a dancer, but in recent years she couldn't even walk across her living room without holding on to furniture. Her calves felt tight. Her back ached constantly. Her doctor blamed natural aging, but her niece, who worked in nutrition, gave her a bag of amaranth and told her to try something different. Carol started making warm amaranth porridge in the morning, topped with cinnamon and banana. Within 10 days, she felt more stable when standing. By the 3rd week, she was doing light stretches again without trembling. And by the end of the month, she joined a low-impact dance class at her community center, something she never thought she'd do again. Amaranth's secret lies in its muscle-friendly peptide chains, which interact directly with aging muscle fibers to signal growth and reduce cellular inflammation. Its squalene content, more commonly found in olive oil and shark liver, acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects muscles from oxidative damage. Amaranth is also rich in magnesium, calcium, and iron, supporting strong contractions, oxygen transport, and quick recovery. It's incredibly versatile. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn, or bake it into high-protein snacks. And its mild, nutty flavor pairs well with both sweet and savory dishes, making it one of the easiest grains to love. But none of these grains compared to what's coming next. Because the number 1 grain on this list was shown in a breakthrough clinical trial to increase muscle protein synthesis by over 40% in seniors. But here's the warning. If you prepare it the wrong way, it can cause inflammation, gut distress, and muscle breakdown instead. Number 1, wild rice. Wild rice isn't actually rice. It's a watergrass, and it may be the most powerful muscle rebuilding grain for people over 60. What sets wild rice apart is its unusually high content of leucine, the amino acid responsible for switching on muscle protein synthesis. As we age, our muscles become resistant to this trigger. So even if you're eating protein, your body doesn't hear the signal to rebuild, but wild rice cuts through that resistance. In a 2021 clinical trial published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, seniors who consumed wild rice 3 times a week increased their muscle protein synthesis rates by over 40%, improved walking speed, and regained up to 3.5 lbs of lean muscle mass without lifting a single weight. Now meet George, 76. He was always independent. He drove himself, cooked his own meals, even fixed his fence every spring. But lately, he couldn't get out of his recliner without rocking 3 times. He had started using a walker indoors, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. One night, his son made him a bowl of wild rice stew with lentils and spinach. George liked the taste and started eating it twice a week. 3 weeks later, he stood up without pushing off the armrest. By the 2nd month, he ditched the walker entirely. His energy was back. His legs felt alive. "I don't know what's in that black rice," he joked, "but it's stronger than my pills." Wild rice is a true nutrient powerhouse. Not only does it deliver leucine, it also contains high levels of zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and plant-based omega-3s, a rare combination that reduces muscle inflammation, improves mitochondrial energy production, and keeps joints smooth and flexible. Unlike white rice, which spikes insulin and promotes fat storage, wild rice digests slowly, feeds your muscles for hours, and stabilizes your energy. But here's the warning. If you overcook it or boil it in salted water for too long, its outer shell breaks down and its antioxidants are lost. Instead, soak it overnight, simmer gently, and avoid high-sodium broths. Add it to salads, soups, or use it as a bold, nutty side dish to almost any meal. When prepared right, it doesn't just taste good, it rewires your muscle system from the inside out. And now you know, muscle loss after 60 doesn't happen overnight, but if you ignore it, the consequences show up fast. Weaker legs, shorter walks, aching joints, and a growing fear of falling. That's not just aging, it's sarcopenia. And today, you've seen how it can be reversed naturally from your own kitchen. These 8 powerful grains, buckwheat, oats, millet, sorghum, quinoa, tea, amaranth, and wild rice, are more than food. They're fuel, they're medicine, they're recovery in every bite. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and most of all, comment below. Which of these grains have you tried, and which are you excited to start adding to your meals? We're replying to every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week we're breaking down the 5 worst carbs seniors should never touch if they want to protect their muscles and avoid rapid aging. Your strength isn't gone, it's just waiting to be fed. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.